Let's be real. Trying to believe your manifestation is coming can feel like mental gymnastics. You repeat affirmations, you visualize, you tell yourself, it's done. But deep down, there's doubt. And the more you try to force belief, the more drained and discouraged you feel. Sound familiar? That's because belief, when forced, becomes pressure. It turns manifestation into a performance. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. You don't need to believe to manifest. You just need to let go. Let go of the mental work. Let go of the need to feel a certain way. Let go of the pressure to prove you're in alignment. Because manifestation isn't powered by belief. It's powered by clarity and detachment. You set a pure intention, release it, and trust that the infinite is already working on it behind the scenes. That trust doesn't have to feel electric or perfect. It just has to be calm. You've probably manifested before without even realizing it, because you weren't forcing belief. You were relaxed. So stop convincing yourself, stop performing belief, and start allowing. The results will speak louder than any affirmation ever could. When it comes to manifestation, your mind has one job: set a pure, focused intention. That's it. Once the intention is clear, the mind's role is complete. Anything beyond that, overthinking, obsessing, analyzing, is just static in the system. This may feel radical because we're conditioned to think our way through every problem. But in the realm of the infinite, whether you call it God, Source, or the subconscious, thinking is interference, not assistance. The more you mentally tinker with the process, the more you delay it. Picture it like planting a seed. Your intention is the seed. The infinite, your true creative power, is the soil, the sunlight, the rain. Once you plant the seed, you don't dig it up every hour to check if it's growing. You trust the process. The same applies here. Your role isn't to manage the timeline, control the how, or stay vibrationally aligned 24/7. That's mental noise masquerading as progress. True manifestation happens when you set your desire and step aside. So use your mind wisely. Use it to decide, to clarify, to plant the seed, then release it. Let the infinite handle the rest. You'll be amazed how quickly life moves when your mind stops meddling. Let it be simple. Let it be quiet. Let it be done. In the world of manifestation, we're taught to hustle, push, and grind, like the universe is some stubborn vault we have to break into. But here's the truth. The more effort you exert, the more you're declaring that your desire isn't already yours. Effort, in this context, is a subtle form of resistance. It's you saying, this is hard, this isn't working, I need to make it happen. But manifestation isn't a negotiation, it's a surrender. The infinite, whether you call it God, Source, or the subconscious, doesn't respond to struggle. It responds to clarity, certainty, and stillness. The act of trying separates you from what you're asking for. It creates friction. It affirms a lack. True power is not in striving. It's in releasing. Think of the most miraculous things in life: your heartbeat, the growth of trees, the rising of the sun. None of them require effort. They happen in harmony, with no resistance. That's how manifestation works. When you relax into the knowing that your desire is already fulfilled, the infinite moves effortlessly on your behalf. Things begin to unfold, not because you forced them, but because you finally stopped getting in the way. So instead of trying harder, trust deeper. Let the effort go. Let the infinite flow. And watch how fast everything shifts when you stop acting like it's your job to push the universe. One of the biggest myths in the manifestation world is that you must feel intense emotion to make your desires come true. That you need to be buzzing with excitement, radiating gratitude, or vibrating at some impossible high frequency to align with what you want. But that's simply not true. Manifestation isn't powered by emotional fireworks. It's activated through calm acceptance. The most potent creative force isn't a high, it's certainty. That quiet, grounded knowing that what you've asked for is already done. When you try to hype yourself up or maintain a constant emotional high, you're actually reinforcing a sense of lack. I need to feel this way so it can happen. That creates pressure, and pressure creates resistance. Think of how you feel when something is already yours. Your car, your home, your phone. You're not jumping for joy every time you see it. You just have it. You're relaxed, at ease. That's the vibration of true manifestation. You don't need to chase some emotional peak. You don't need to fake gratitude or pretend you're excited when you're not. All you need is a clear intention and a steady, peaceful inner knowing. Let your state be light. Let it be neutral. Let it be still. Because calm is the signal that you trust, and trust is the doorway the infinite walks through. Release the emotional pressure, rest in the knowing, and let it unfold. Here's a perspective shift that can change everything. You're not attracting your desires. You're allowing them. What you want already exists, right now. It's not far away in some cosmic warehouse waiting for you to be good enough, spiritual enough, or high vibe enough. It exists in the field of the infinite, timeless, effortless, already done. You're not a magnet trying to pull something toward you. You're a window, and your only job is to stay open. When we talk about attraction, we often imagine effort, aligning frequencies, visualizing harder, trying to manifest faster. But all of that assumes distance. It assumes separation. It assumes what you want isn't here yet. And that's where resistance creeps in. The truth? The infinite doesn't work through effort. It works through access. When you're calm, clear, and present, you become a channel. Your desire flows through you, not to you. So stop trying to attract like a magnet. Start allowing like a window. That means stop controlling, stop doubting, stop proving you're ready. Just open up. Just let go. You're not bringing the desire in. You're letting your resistance out. And when the window is wide open, guess what? The breeze doesn't have to be invited. It just comes in. Let your desire in. It's not far. It's already here. Just allow. Manifestation isn't something you figure out. It's something you allow. And yet, most people stay stuck in their heads, analyzing every step, tweaking every thought, and overcorrecting every emotion. But here's the truth. Every time you think too much about it, you interfere with it. The infinite doesn't need your commentary. It doesn't need your logic, your planning, or your backup strategy. It just needs your stillness, your quiet inner space where pure intention can take root and flow into form. When you obsess over whether you're aligned, when you ask, is this the right technique? Or did I visualize correctly? You're not helping. You're adding static to a process that was designed to be silent and seamless. Mental effort is like cranking the volume on white noise. The more you adjust, the more you distort the signal. Think of the infinite like a radio station playing your perfect song. When you relax, you're tuned in. But every thought of doubt, every what if, every attempt to fix it, that's you fiddling with the dial until the music fades into static. So stop thinking your way into circles. You've already placed the order. Now let the kitchen cook. Be still. Be clear. Let the frequency come through. Because the truth is, you're not getting in alignment. You are the alignment. You just have to get quiet enough to hear it. Here's the secret most people miss. Your current reality is already outdated. Everything you see around you, your finances, relationships, health, career, is just a delayed echo of past thoughts, beliefs, and intentions. It's not where you're going, it's where you've been. So why let it dictate your future? Manifestation begins the moment you set a new intention. That's your true power. Not in reacting to what's in front of you, but in choosing what comes next. Your intention is present tense power. Reality is just a snapshot from an old timeline. But most people do the opposite. They observe their circumstances and adjust their expectations downward. They say, well, nothing's changed yet. And then they shrink their dreams to fit a reality that's already collapsing. Don't fall into that trap. Ignore appearances, not in denial, but in power. See them for what they are: temporary, transitional, irrelevant. You're not here to worship the evidence. You're here to create new evidence. When you stop reacting and start directing, the old conditions lose momentum. They dissolve. And that's when new outcomes begin to surface, quietly at first, then suddenly, like a breakthrough. So stop trying to interpret the noise. Don't decode the delay. Let circumstances collapse. Let the old fall away. Hold your intention. Stay neutral. Stay clear. And remember, what you see now is not the proof. It's the past. The real shift happens the moment you stop looking and start knowing. Resistance isn't always loud. It doesn't always look like fear or doubt. Sometimes resistance disguises itself as dedication, as effort, as trying really, really hard to get it right. But make no mistake, even wanting can be resistance if it's laced with desperation. You might think you're manifesting, but if you're clinging to the outcome, checking for signs, or obsessively visualizing to make something happen faster, you're not in flow. You're in fear. You're not allowing. You're chasing. Even practices that seem positive can become barriers if they're done with tension. Visualization is powerful, but only when it's light and playful. When it becomes a ritual of pressure or control, it blocks the very thing you're trying to receive. Even gratitude, something we're told is essential, can turn into resistance if it's forced. If you're making gratitude lists out of obligation, straining to feel thankful just to raise your vibration, that's not alignment. That's performance. True manifestation is subtle. It's relaxed. It's simple. It flows through openness, not overexertion. So check in with yourself. Is your intention coming from calm knowing or frantic needing? Are your practices light or loaded? Are you truly surrendered or just appearing spiritual while secretly gripping control? The infinite responds to ease, not effort. So soften, lighten, trust. Let the heavy hands of resistance fall away, and let creation unfold in its own graceful, intelligent rhythm. Because when you stop trying to receive, you finally allow it in. In a world obsessed with doing, saying, and thinking more, silence is often misunderstood as weakness. But in the realm of manifestation, silence is one of your greatest powers. Why? Because a quiet mind transmits a cleaner, purer signal to the infinite. When you're constantly thinking, analyzing, or second-guessing, you're flooding the space with noise. And noise is always rooted in doubt. Every time you ask, "Is it working?" or "What else should I do?" you're subtly affirming that it isn't working, that you don't trust the process, that you're still trying to control it. But silence says, "I know it's done." Silence is trust, and trust accelerates everything. The subconscious, the infinite, God, source, whatever name you give it, doesn't respond to begging, hoping, or striving. It responds to certainty, to clarity, to stillness. Think of silence as a sacred frequency, one that allows your intention to move without interference. No scrambling energy, no contradicting vibrations, just pure direction. So practice quiet, not just external silence, but inner stillness. Breathe, be, let the chatter fade, let the worry dissolve. You don't need more affirmations, more techniques, more mental noise. You just need to listen to the still, calm place inside you that already knows it's done. Silence isn't emptiness, it's alignment. And in that space, the infinite hears you loud and clear. Manifestation is not a corporate project. It's not a checklist. And it's definitely not something you need to monitor 24/7 like a stock portfolio. Yet that's exactly what most people do. Micromanage the process mid-manifestation. You set your intention and then start hovering. Is it working yet? Should I visualize again? Maybe I need to shift my energy? And before you know it, the process that was meant to be fluid becomes clogged with mental interference. This is the energetic equivalent of digging up a seed every day to see if it's growing. The truth? Your desire is already unfolding. The moment you set a clear, calm intention and let it go, the infinite begins to rearrange reality in your favor. But the more you check on it, the more you interrupt the flow. Every moment of doubt, every tweak, every emotional check-in is you saying, I don't trust this yet. Manifestation thrives on surrender, not surveillance. You don't need to stay vibrationally aligned every second. You don't need to monitor your thoughts like a security system. Your only job is to plant, water, lightly, and walk away. Return to the present. Live your life. Trust the soil. The infinite knows what you asked for, and it knows how to deliver. So stop micromanaging. Start allowing. And let the miracle grow without your hands in the dirt. The ego is loud. It wants timelines, proof, predictability. It wants to know when your manifestation will arrive, how it will happen, and what if it doesn't. It loves control, not because it's confident, but because it's afraid. But here's the paradox. Control doesn't create results. It cancels them. The infinite doesn't work on your schedule. It doesn't obey deadlines, logic, or linear rules. It works on alignment, not control. Flow, not force. When you try to control your manifestation, you're not trusting, you're managing. You're saying, I don't believe this is happening unless I control every variable. That's not alignment. That's anxiety dressed up as strategy. Surrender is the language of true power. It's not giving up. It's stepping aside. It's knowing that what you've asked for is already set in motion, and your interference only slows it down. Think of the ego like a backseat driver constantly grabbing the wheel. If you don't quiet it, you'll keep veering off course. But once you let go, the infinite can take you further, faster, and smoother than you ever imagined. So when the ego screams for answers, let it go unanswered. When it begs for control, offer it peace instead. You don't need to know how. You just need to know it is. Let the ego rest. Let power return. And let the infinite move in ways your mind could never plan. Here's a manifestation truth that feels almost unfair. The desires you care less about often show up faster. Why? Because you're not gripping them with fear, urgency, or pressure. You're relaxed, detached, open. That's the secret. Non-attachment accelerates manifestation. When you're clingy with a desire, constantly thinking about it, stressing over it, needing it, you're not in flow. You're in friction. That tension creates energetic drag, like trying to swim while clutching a heavy anchor. But when you're relaxed, when you hold the desire with lightness, knowing it's coming without needing to obsess over it, that's when energy moves fast. That's when the infinite flows in your favor. Think of desire like water. Hold your hands too tight and you squeeze it out. But relax your palms, and water rests there effortlessly. The looser your grip, the smoother the flow. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop needing. You shift from desperation to quiet certainty, from I hope to I know. The universe responds to certainty, not to begging. So take a breath, set your intention, feel into the calm, grounded space of already done, and then release it. Don't follow it around. Don't poke it. Don't measure its progress. Trust that what you asked for is moving toward you faster than you realize. Because when you stop clutching at the outcome, you finally make room for it to land. In the realm of manifestation, the most overlooked yet powerful truth is this. The present moment is the portal. All your desires, intentions, and dreams exist in the unseen field of the infinite. But they can only enter your experience through one doorway, the now. Not yesterday, not someday. Now. When you're lost in the past, regretting, analyzing, or replaying old stories, you're disconnected from creation. And when you're obsessed with the future, worrying, hoping, or micromanaging, you're equally misaligned. The infinite doesn't exist in time. It exists in presence. It expresses itself through the stillness of now. When you return to this moment fully, even if just for a breath, You open yourself to pure creative power. You become a vessel through which the unseen becomes seen. It's not about escaping time, it's about owning this moment completely, feeling your breath, noticing your body, hearing the silence beneath the noise. That's where alignment lives. That's where manifestation accelerates. Because in the now, there's no resistance, no doubt, no needing, just trust, just connection. So when your mind drifts to the what ifs and what nows, gently bring it back to the present. This breath, this heartbeat, this second, the now is not a waiting room, it's the creation room. Be here, stay here, and watch what flows through when you finally stop running from the only place where power truly lives. There's a strange but powerful paradox at the heart of manifestation. The moment you stop needing it, it finally shows up. Why? Because detachment signals sufficiency. It says, I'm whole now. I'm good either way. And that energy is magnetic. It draws what you desire to you, effortlessly, naturally, without force. On the flip side, needing creates separation. The more you need something, the more you affirm it's missing. You chase it. You cling to it. You put it on a pedestal so high, it can't reach you. That desperate energy pushes it further away, no matter how many affirmations or visualizations you do. But the moment you surrender the need, something shifts. You become open, receptive, grounded. You relax into the present, no longer searching, no longer striving, and suddenly the very thing you let go of finds its way to you. It's not because you gave up, it's because you stopped resisting. Surrender is not weakness, it's alignment. It says, I trust, I know, I allow. Think of it like romance. The people who are the most attractive are the ones who aren't desperate for attention. They radiate confidence, ease, presence. Your desires are no different. They're drawn to your wholeness, not your hunger. So set the intention. Hold it lightly. Then release the grip. You don't need to need it. You just need to know it's done. And that's when it finally arrives. And that's the shift, from belief to being, from forcing to flowing. Remember, you don't need to hype yourself up or fake belief to make your desires real. You just need to set the intention, let it go, and trust in the quiet knowing that it's already unfolding. If this message gave you that little aha moment, do me a favor, hit the like button so this video can reach others who need to hear it too. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more powerful mindset shifts and manifestation truths that actually work. Comment below and let me know. What's one thing you're letting go of today in order to allow your manifestation to come through? Let's support each other in this process. Your words might help someone else breathe easier too. Thanks for spending this time with me. Keep it light, stay present, and trust the infinite. I appreciate you deeply, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep allowing.